Perfect. And action. Today I'm going to talk about what I learned yesterday. You see, when I was doing Instacart, I was also listening to podcasts so I could learn at the same time while I'm trying to earn. So I was listening to a podcast with two gentlemen, Jerry Norton and Pace Morby, and they were talking about using LLCs, legal liability companies, LLC. No, it's limited liability companies as a way or means of purchasing properties. So what they would do is they would make an offer on the property. If that offer was accepted, they would create an LLC and they would put the LLC's name, simply the address of the property. And then what they do is all of the parties involved, if there's multiple people investing or, there's a couple people bringing money to the table to help this deal go forward, they would simply all go under this LLC. That way it's protected. Nobody can file, nobody can do any backdoor shady stuff because all the terms are also going to be under this LLC. So they buy properties on LLCs with LLCs. And also, I learned about UCC1s. UCC1s is simply, according to my understanding, a document that allows one to file a lien on a business. But not only that, people use UCC1s in divorce to file a lien, and say there's a gentleman who doesn't want to pay child support, and so he creates an LLC and has his money get put into his LLC and lives off of that, so he doesn't have to show income. Well, what the other person can do is fill out a UCC1, which would basically force the opening, and all the information would be exposed about how much money's in that LLC. So UCC1 simply is a document that is a lien, an encumbrance on a business. I need to understand more about that. Obviously, as I'm talking about now, I understand very little about it. So we learned about buying with LLCs just to make the whole buying process easier. All of the parties, all of the people involved are going to be in that LLC. The terms are going to be in that LLC. It's a very organized way of keeping everything in check. We learned about a legal instrument called UCC1s, which are a way to put liens on businesses. I also learned about note selling. See, there are people out there who like to buy notes. So what you can do, just as wholesalers look for deals and sell contracts to other people, there's also wholesalers who look for people who already have title on properties. Maybe they even have a couple properties in their portfolio. And you go and you say, hey, I've got an investor who likes to buy multiple properties at once. He'll buy your notes from you. And you get a small percentage. Being the third party involved, you help the person who's got these properties who wants to get cash on hand, transfer the note, you transfer the contact, obviously write up legal agreements about how much you're going to get paid, bada boom, bada bing, similar to the wholesale process. There's also, Pace talked about how he looks for, he calls them baby sharks, big loan officers or private money lenders. They have a lot of money, but people who make good earnings, say they're making like $400,000, $500,000 a year, they don't have the time because they're busy professionals. They're focused on what they're doing to make that money. However, they would also like to get into the real estate game. So what you can do is go to them and say, hey, I can help you become a private money lender. I can help you make money on your money. I understand real estate. I can help you use some of that money to make money. So that's how you find initial private money lenders, is go for people who are making lots of money, doctors, lawyers, people who are going to be very busy, reach out to them